Alright, so my next video will be a 15-minute long rant about maps in Call of Duty games. It's going to be a very unpopular video, and that's sort of the point of it. It's one of my more unpopular opinions, I'm just going to share it. But for this video, we're going to be talking about Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered. This is a video that I've been dreading making. I said I was going to make it like last week, and I didn't do it because when I really sat down to do it, what happened was I ran out of things to say. Essentially, what do you say about Modern Warfare 2 that hasn't already been said? Well, the only thing I can think to bring up is that, personally, I would love Modern Warfare 2 Remastered to have its multiplayer. I would love Activision as a show of good faith, as a bit of pandering, a bit of proper pandering to the community, to release a statement saying, we are releasing Modern Warfare 2, and we're going to not fuck with it. We're not adding weapons, we're not adding supply drops, no battle passes, no changes, just graphical changes obviously, and that's it. It's gonna be the way you left it back in 2010, and that's where it'll be. And then maybe they can release some new maps that we've never seen before, because that's good content that doesn't completely change the meta, but also it'd be cool if they had a playlist with some fixes, so they could have a playlist that just doesn't allow for noob tubes, they could have a playlist that just doesn't allow for one-man army, and, you know, those would be experimental, and if they don't keep a player base and people would rather just play the classic version, then they can do that. Now, this is the ideal that I have, because I feel like when they do release Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered, it's gonna have battle passes and weird cosmetics and weird operators. I think they're going to try to do some sort of Warzone integration that kind of scares me a little bit. When it comes down to it though, Modern Warfare 2 has been out for too long, and everybody knows the meta weapons and the broken aspects, so if the game released in its normal state, they didn't do any tweaking or fucking with it, everybody I think would just attempt to abuse it as much as possible. That already happens in brand new Call of Duty games, but it is especially going to happen in this particular Call of Duty game. Modern Warfare 2 is far more famous than COD 4 was for its bullshit. It is far more famous. If there is a piece of BS in Modern Warfare 2, everybody already knows about it. Nobody has to relearn that. Now maybe some kids will that have never played it before, but they know the memes. If they've been watching Call of Duty videos, they've heard YouTubers refer to things like one-man army noob tubes, and they're gonna watch a YouTuber make a video saying, here are the most 10 broken things you can do in Modern Warfare 2 Multiplayer Remastered. We have a different gaming culture now, okay? It's not 2009, it's not 2010 anymore. It is 2021. Everybody has Twitchitis. Everybody wants to do well. Skill-based matchmaking is in effect. There are so many more gamers than there were before. Gaming is just more accepted now. It's just a whole different culture. You're not gonna get that casual MW2 multiplayer feel from the game. You're just not. Also, you're not gonna be young. I think so many people think about when they used to play old COD games through a very, very rose-tinted lens. Your perspective when you were in high school or middle school is going to be much different now that you're an adult, okay? You're not going to have the same perspective when you deal with a camper or a noob tube or a quickscoper. You're not going to have those same thoughts. The point that you're at in your life heavily dictates how you will respond to certain things. Being a parent changes your priorities. Being a college student changes how much time you have. And it just changes everything that you do. The way you interact with things is different. When Modern Warfare 2 came out, my friends and I were still waking up early on Saturday mornings to watch cartoons. So the entire culture around gaming has changed. My life has changed. And while I love a lot of Modern Warfare 2's design principles, I like a lot of its map design, I like a lot of its weapon play, even though the stopping power perk exists and blast shield isn't a perk, it's a piece of equipment, I'm still okay with it. But some people are really sensitive to imbalance it in any form, and they take everything very seriously, and that's fine. Modern Warfare 2 in its original form is probably going to be quite frustrating to them. And then there's pub stompers. Modern Warfare 2 is a bully's favorite game. Your streaks stack. It is not hard to get a nuke by playing a little scummy until you get your chopper gunner, then you bully them until they either leave the game or you get a tactical nuke. It's not terribly hard to do. And then if you're a troll, you're gonna one-man army danger close noob tube everybody until they don't want to play anymore. You're going to use the SPAS 12, you're gonna use dual wield 1887s, you're gonna sit in corners with claymores and then replenish the claymores with scavenger. I love Modern Warfare 2, but if the remastered multiplayer comes out, I feel like I'm gonna put my mouse through my monitor if I get commando lunged by a quickscoper in close range who's been sniping me all game. I'm going to get very annoyed. And that's okay, that's how a remaster should be. Don't play a remaster of a broken game unless you're willing to play that broken game, and I don't think MW2 is broken beyond repair or it's unplayable, it's just, you know, not up to modern standards. Its balance is its imbalance, and that's sort of a unique part about Modern Warfare 2. I just sort of can't picture it without those things that allow you to cheese people. It's that abusable freedom that I think really hooked people on Call of Duty back in the day. There were so many ways to play the game that it kept you entertained for hours. The maps had a lot of variety, you could play a lot of different ways. You could be a troll and a griefer, you could be a tryhard, you could be a pub stomper, and you could be an objective player. It was just very, very new. So, I don't know. When it comes to making the game feel newer for people though, fuck, I don't know how they're gonna do that. I feel like the best way to do it is to either release some new maps or some unreleased maps. Give out DLCs for free, so like release a map every 1 or 2 months or whatever. And then maybe I would say game modes. I don't think Modern Warfare 2 needs extra post-launch guns. The game is absolutely loaded with fucking guns from the get-go. So I'm going to say that maybe the coolest thing they could do is give us like game modes. So we never were able to play Hardpoint or Kill Confirmed. Maybe something like Cyber Attack could be put in Modern Warfare 2 and maybe it would play pretty well. Other than weird cosmetics and battle pass shit that I don't really want, the only thing I think they can really change is stuff that might need to be changed, and this might sound overly optimistic, but that just doesn't scare or bother me. I feel like if they change something in the meta, it'll be not allowing one-man army to work with noob tube weapons, or maybe removing danger close and replacing with a blast shield perk. I wouldn't mind that. I think the only things they're going to change are the things that are blatantly wrong with Modern Warfare 2. I feel like they would be insane to do stuff like tweaking the intervention aim down sight time or making the ACR less accurate. I feel like that would be suicide for them. So I feel like we're going to, if we get the game, I feel like it's going to be either changed for the better, and I know this sounds overly optimistic and I might eat my words, but I think it's going to either be changed for the better or it's going to be left alone for what it is. Not for the worst, just for what it is. And if you want to accept Modern Warfare 2 for what it is, then that's going to be a great purchase for you. If not, then you're going to really wish they changed things and it's going to be a giant mess. It's hard to talk about Modern Warfare 2. I adore it. I think it's overrated in some cases. I don't think it's as balanced or as fair or as fun as some people seem to still think it is, but it's good. I think it's a good game to play. I enjoyed playing it as a kid. I've enjoyed playing it recently, through backwards compatibility. I enjoyed private matching friends on it. I will get fun out of it no matter what, so bring it on for me. But I think the best thing they could do is release some new maps or release new game modes. Keep post-launch weapons out of it, keep Warzone integration out of it. Please don't put a battle pass or supply drops or shit in it, Activision. Just give us the game with a little frill. I would like a little bit of frill, not too much frill. Just graphical frill. It's so hard to talk about this, because it's like, don't change it, but change it a little. Change it a little less than that. Change it a little more than that. No. Give us Modern Warfare 2 with new game modes and 60 Hz servers. There you go. See you when I see you guys. Goodbye.